Hey guys, this is Carolyn Heyman from Pop Designs and Conrad the Unicorn, and I'm going to do a video on showing you how to make the cupcake that I get a lot of requests for. So anyhow, I'm already put up the product list of what you're going to need, and that's just to make the basic design. So if you want to embellish yours a little bit more, you can always add on to it, and I'll probably put some pictures at the end of this video to show you some ideas of that. So I use a mini legenda, and we're going to get started with the first of our six 6-inch Linkalloons that need to be inflated. So the first ones that I'm going to make a duplet out of two 6-inch Linkalloons inflated to 1.2 on the mini legenda. And I think this is about 5 inches or 13 centimeters. So I'm just going to tie these together using the Linkalloon knot. And then I'm going to take 4 more and make a total of 3 duplets. And I'm just going to twist those all together. That's going to become the top of our cupcake. So next, I'm going to take 6 more white Linkalloons, 6-inch, and inflate them each to 1.8 on the mini legenda, which comes out to about 6 inches or 15 centimeters. I'm going to tie those into a loop. Nice and easy. So far we have topiary ball and a loop. Then I'm going to take 6 of the, setting my legenda here, 6 of the 5-inch rounds, and I'm going to inflate them, oops, to 0.4 on the mini legenda. And I'm going to tie them off a little bit further away from where it's tight, but not all the way to the nozzle, just so that it's easy to split them in half. So I'm going to split them in half, leaving the nozzle in the middle, and I'm going to put those in between each of the joints on the ring. So that's 6 total. And there's really no need to cut off all of your nozzles and everything else that's on here, because a lot of these mechanics will be hidden by these balloons. If you're doing it for a competition or something like that, it needs to be perfect, then of course you can, but I sell these all the time and I don't cut nozzles. So, last one. So now you've got your ring with all of your bubbles ready to go. Then we're going to take our group of 6. You're just going to put them in, wrap each one into one of those connector bubbles and do it really nice and tight. Go around. I like to start on one side and then go to the other side opposite it and wrap it in, and I go down, around, through the middle, and then wrap it in, just so it's super tight. And after I've got the first 2 across from each other, you can really do them in any order. It's just sort of to make sure that you don't have things pulling from just one direction and then it gets a little lopsided. And you're just gonna squish things around a bit so that it sits nicely, and you'll have the top of your cupcake. Okay, now we're moving on to the bottom of the cupcake. I'm using Deluxe Fuchsia. That's just my favorite color of all balloons. And so I'm starting out with 6 of our 7 360s that we need for this. And I'm going to inflate each one of the 6 to 1.5 on the mini legenda. That is about 10.5 inches or 26 centimeters. I'm going to tie it off, but I already inflated 6 of our white 5-inch rounds to 0.2 on the mini legenda. So they're about half the size of the ones that we split earlier. And it just makes it easier, less knots to tie if you tie these together. But you can do that however you like. So you'll end up with 6 of these. And you can really adjust this to whatever size you like, but I have found that if you make it too tall, it looks kind of funny. So this is about the sweet spot that I have found to make a really nice looking cupcake. So once you have your 6 of these, you're gonna inflate another 360 of the same color. So again, deluxe fuchsia in my case. And we're gonna make the little ring to go around the bottom, the base of the cupcake. So I start with a pinch twist, pretty big. And I found, again, another tip is, well, keep your balloon a little soft, but you don't want the bottom ring to be too big because then the cupcake goes sort of straight, and I like it when the cupcake goes out more at the top, flares out. So I have found about 3 fingers is about the right size for me. So I make a bubble about that size. And again, another pinch twist. And give your balloons a good squeeze as you go. So again, 3 fingers, pinch twist. 3 fingers and a pinch twist. If you're using metallic balloons, you can get away with this, just 1 balloon most of the time, as long as you don't overinflate to start. So let's see, what am I up to here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely make sure you get 6. And since you started with the pinch twist, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 pinch twists. So then just wrap this in. Lose the rest of it. And just for security, I like to find my original nozzle and tie that. Sometimes twice. And then cut off your cupcakes. So you have your little ring for the bottom. And then you're going to take your 360s, and you can either tie them or you can just wrap them into your pinch twists nice and tight. So if I'm not tying, I go around twice, and I go through and back down. And then I trim that off. So we're going to do that 6 times. Almost done. So this design does use a lot of balloons, and of course, yes, you can use the other half of your 360s, but for the sake of this video, I think it's just a little bit easier for me to use 6 balloons, but I think you can get away with 3 and inflating your other half. So you're going to end up with this as your base, and then we're going to connect it all. So now you have your base, which looks like this, like a crown, and then we're going to attach our top to that. So we're just going to take the top that we already made, and you're going to take your bubble at the top of your 360. I'm just going to wrap it through the connector bubbles. I like to have the one that was on the 360 come up top because it is a little rounder. And then you're just going to go around, make sure that you attach them all in order. Otherwise you get a very funny looking cupcake. So just wrap them around. And arrange it. And you can also change up the design a little bit if you wanted to by using a different color at the top of your 360s. So if you wanted, you could do all red, or you could do the rainbow order, whatever you like. It's just a variation, but for the most basic, simple cupcake, I just use the white. And we now have the cupcake. So to fill the center, I take a 12-inch Lincoln in the same color, and it also looks cute if you want to use a pattern inside, but I also think it's just nice and simple. I hold it inside of the base, and I use a hand pump for this, and I just inflate the 12-inch until it fills the space. And some people have asked why you don't use an 11-inch round, but I just find that with the elliptical shape of the Lincolns, that it fills the space a little more nicely. And you could reach through and tie the top, like the tip of the Lincoln in, but I really never do. So now we have this, looks nice, and this mess up here really bothers me. So we're gonna take a 160, nice and soft, and just make a flower. And it helps to make a 6-petal flower because you've got 6 connections there, and it will sit a little more nicely on top of the cupcake. So I'm just going to quickly for me, I know a lot of twisters out there would have already had the 6-petal flower done, but I'm just going to quickly make a 6-petal flower. Hopefully I have enough. Oh, good, I do. This just looks like a little bit of frosting, and it'll give whatever you decide to put on top of your cupcake a little stability. So I'm just going to take that, put it in the center of the cupcake, and just pull up one of the nozzles from the white Lincolns and wrap that in so that it sits between all of your things. Not the most perfect frosting splatter, but that's okay. And then it's time to add your topping, and in this case we're going to make the birthday candle. So if you already saw my Be Brilliant with Metallic video, you'll know how to do this. Nice and easy. So you're going to take a 260 yellow, that's going to be the flame, and you're just going to inflate the tip. Just push the air up to the top and then let it back a little bit so you get a little bit of a tip at the end that's not inflated, and then tie off the balloon. So you've got this, and then you need about 2 finger lengths, and you need to tie another knot. And I like to tie that knot twice so it's a little more balloon to grab onto. And just trim off after that knot. So you've got this for your flame. And then I really love the printed metallic 260s. I love the polka dots. It makes it really fun. Just gonna inflate that about this long, and you can see where the pattern starts. I grab the balloon right about there and tie it off. That way your candle will be all patterned. Looks cute. And I don't need so much nozzle on this, so I just trim it to a reasonable size. Take our yellow flame and the knot on that, and just push it up. Just push it up against the knot that you have, and do a marriage twist into the candle and twist that off. Line up your polka dots as best you can. And then I don't like too tall of a candle, so about 4 finger lengths there. I guess that's 8 fingers. Cut it off. Tie that. And then you can put this candle onto the top of your cake. And it will stand up nicely. You might have to readjust your frosting just a little bit. And then the last thing is sprinkles, which again are super easy. Just take your rainbow colors that we selected and cut them, and then just inflate the tip again. Oh goodness, okay. This shouldn't be so hard, right? So just push the air to the end and make a sprinkle that's about the size of one hand. Tie it off. And you could also just use round balloons for your sprinkles if you want it to look, you know, more perfectly round. I think the sprinkles look cute. And then you need to attach them using whatever adhesive you like. So in this case, I'm using U-glue dashes, and just gonna rub that onto the balloon, peel it off. And there's lots of ways you can put them on, but for some reason I've settled on that I like to put them on the outer ring of balloons, just about up where they meet the two inner balloons, and it just sort of covers your mechanics. Also, I always put them on in rainbow order, but that's just my preference. So again, you don't have to. You can put them on however you like, and they look really cute. And these cupcakes are so popular. You can make them larger using the 660s and put a 3-foot round in the middle. So cute, and really nice big impact piece that you can sell for a lot of money. But this one, this size is really nice because when somebody's holding it, it just really looks like a, you know, really adorable piece of birthday cake or cupcake. And like I said, I sell these a lot. It's a pretty highly requested item. Sorry, my U-glue dashes are being a little difficult here. Let's see if we can get this one. Come on. There we go. And there you have the birthday cupcake. So thanks so much for buying the video, and I'll try to add on a picture or two at the end of some other ideas that you can do to jazz it up. Thanks. Hi again. If your cupcakes are being sold for a party that's not a birthday, that's just maybe a candy and sweets party, you can also just put cherry on top, or in this case, stemless cherry on top. So that also looks really cute and kind of changes it from a birthday celebration to really any celebration. So that's really nice. If you wanted to make a cherry that has a stem, the best way to do that is to take a 6-inch Lincoln, inflate it to about, I don't know, a couple inches, and tie it off fairly close to the nozzle end, so your knot is way up here. And then take a 260, just give it a puff. I like to have this little piece at the end, a little nozzle, because it looks kind of like a cherry stem. So I would just measure about how long I want my cherry stem to be, and then I would tie this off and work with the end that has the nozzle. So there, I've got that. I'm going to clip it off below the knot, and then I'm going to take the 6-inch Lincoln, push the air up to the nozzle end, and put my knot in the cherry stem there. Push it through until you can grab it underneath. Grab all your knots and twist them around, and then you've got this handy little tip that you can use to tie off your cherry. There you go. And now you have a cute little cherry that you can also put on top. And you can either use adhesive. You might want to take off the frosting piece if you're using this cherry, because it seems a little excessive. And then you would just use your adhesive to attach your cherry on top, which is super cute. And then one last idea. Let me put this on top so it doesn't look terrible. And use 2 U-glue dashes to get this on. Is if you just want to add, you just can't help yourself from adding a few more little details on to your cupcake. You can add a 160 trim of frosting around the edge, and I'm gonna do that in the next segment. Okay, and one last, well, actually 2 last ideas. If you want to add a little extra onto your cupcake, is that you can add a little frosting detail just by taking a 160, pretty soft so that it's flexible, and then just tracing around your outer ring of Lincolns. You don't have to wrap it in, you just have to sort of fold it in so it catches. You need at least 2 160s to do this. Pretty soft. Oh, well, I did just wrap it in. Force of habit. And this one's gonna fit right in there, so I'm gonna attach my second 160 to that so that I don't have to wrap it in twice. And again, just push it right in. Just pressure fit it in there. Soften up your 160 if you want to. Just adds one more little detail, but again, this is a lot of balloons, and it's a pretty expensive piece if you do the job cost form on it. So even adding a few extra balloons is just going to add on to your time and cost. So I don't always do it, but sometimes I do. So it's just another idea. And then my last idea is to substitute out your plain link balloon inside with a patterned one. So I just grabbed this, which is so cute, the little chevron hearts, and coordinating with the deluxe fuchsia, and do the same thing where you inflate it inside using a hand pump. And then it just looks like you have a little bit of a patterned cupcake wrapper, which people like. And it does look cute with the polka dots, but again, I don't really think it's necessary, although it does make a nice little touch. Oops, now you can see I didn't cut off my last 160. It does make a nice little added touch. So there you have the cupcake with a few variations. And again, I hope you like this video, and thank you so much for buying it. Bye.